Hi everyone, welcome on board to CATKing. This is Anisha here, and you have been waiting for a really long time for having the cutoffs of XIMB declared. So good news, XIMB has finally declared their shortlist and cutoffs for all the programs through CAT, GMAT, NMAT, X-GMT, all of these. So let's have a quick look at this year's cutoffs, which are there for the XIMB programs. Okay, quickly, I will walk you through the cutoffs of each and every program. First, we have here the MBA BM program. That's the flagship business management program. Now, the problem with XIMB is I want you all to be very patient to see the cutoffs for each and every section. They have criteria of domicile and the criteria of gender diversity and engineer, non-engineer also in place with respect to all their cutoffs. Okay. The business management program, which is their BM, is accepting only CAT, XAT, GMAT, and X-GMT, 4 exams. Okay. So now for people who are domicile holders, okay, male candidate domicile holders, the cutoffs for engineers, okay, is overall 81 percentile, sectional cutoffs in CAT exam, verbal 75, DILR 58, quants 60 percentile. This is all in terms of percentile. The DILR cutoff is pretty low, which is a good thing because it was a little difficult this time, right? Then for non-engineer male domicile holder candidates, the overall cutoff is 76, verbal is 75, DILR is 55, quants is again 55 as well. This is with respect to the CAT cutoffs. Okay, we will go exam by exam so that you have a better understanding based on your CAT scores. What can you get? XAT scores, what can you get? GMAT and XGMT as well. Now, with respect to your CAT cutoffs, while I talk about the domicile holder female candidates for engineers, overall it is 77, verbal section 50, DILR 55, quants 60. For domicile holder female non-engineer candidates, verbal is the same 70, DILR 52, quants also 52, and an overall 72 percentile. Okay. Now talking about non-domicile holders. So the cutoffs are much higher when it comes to the non-domicile holders. Non-domicile male candidates, engineers, overall 91, verbal 87, DILR 80, quants 80. For non-engineers, overall 86, verbal 85, DILR 75, quants 75. This is for the non-domicile male candidates. Non-domicile female candidates, engineers, overall 87, non-engineers, overall 82. Sectional cutoffs for both of them in verbal is 80, DILR and quants for engineers is 78, for non-engineers is 72. So that's your overall cutoffs of the MBA BM program of XIMB through CAT scores. Now let's look at it through the XAT scores. Okay, XAT cutoffs for domicile male engineers is overall 75, verbal 50, DM 40, quants 48. For non-engineers, overall 72, verbal 45, DM 38, quants 35. DM is your decision-making skills section, right? Now we talk about the domicile holder female candidates, overall 71 for engineers and overall 70 for non-engineers, very close by. Verbal sectionals for engineers is 50, non-engineers is 45. Decision-making 38 for engineers, 35 for non-engineers, and the same goes for your quants cutoff as well also. All right. Now we look at the non-domicile holder male candidates cutoffs. Overall 88 for engineers, 83 for non-engineers. Non-domicile female candidates, overall 84 for engineers, non-engineers 81. You have sectional cutoffs as well, which is for all of them, the verbal sectional cutoff is 70 percentile and decision-making is 50 to 60 range and quants is 45 or 50. So these are the cutoffs based on your XAT exams. Okay. Now you look at your GMAT also. So GMAT as well, what they do is they don't give an absolute score cutoff, but they give you percentile cutoff, again in the same case as well. Overall, for engineers, domicile holders, it's 75. Non-engineers, it is 70. Verbal 65, quant 60. For non-engineers, both it's 60. Domicile female candidates, overall 70 percentile, verbal 60, quants 50. For non-engineers, overall 67, and for both sectionals, 50. Non-domicile candidates, overall 85, verbal 65, and quant 60 for male engineer candidates, overall 80, and sectional 60 for non-engineer, non-domicile male candidates. थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स है, एकदम अच्छे से ध्यान से स्क्रीनशॉट लेके रख लो, अपने सारे स्कोर्स चेक कर लो किस कैटेगरी में यू फिट इन, सो दैट यू डू नॉट lose out on the chance for your interviews. And these are cutoffs officially on their website, so I've not been making them up. You can check it out, log in also, and I'll show you how to log in and check as well. Okay? Non-domicile female candidates, overall 80 percentile in GMAT, and non-engineers ka 75 percentile. Okay? Last is the X-GMT based cutoffs, which is their own entrance exam. X-GMT jo exam tha was conducted recently only. If you've given that, you can apply through that as well. Overall, for domicile male candidates, it's 81 percentile. For non-engineers, it is 76. Domicile female candidate engineers, overall 78, non-engineers 73. Non-domicile candidates, overall for engineers 91, non-engineers 86. Non-domicile female, overall 89, and non-engineers 83. So these are your sectional cutoffs as well as the clear cutoffs for each and every exam which is being accepted by XIMB with respect to their BM program. All right. All right. Now we look at the MBA HRM program. This is where they accept CAT, XAT, GMAT, X-GMT, and NMAT exams scores as well. Okay? So CAT, XAT, GMAT, X-GMT, and NMAT. 5 exams accepted for the MBA HRM program. The cutoffs you will see once you log into your program shortlist. When you check on their website, they have given the details over there itself for the cutoffs. You will have an online interview. It's clearly specified. It's going to be an online interview, and you will receive an email confirmation about the same shortly. And this page will also be updated after 15th February. So login karke bhi wahan pe dashboard pe 15th Feb ke baad things will be more clear and available for us for a better understanding. Okay. Now, if I look into the MBA HRM program cutoffs, okay, for this, you see, here there are only 2 categories now, domicile and non-domicile. They do not have too much of male-female bifurcation done here. We still have academic diversity bifurcation done. Okay. So first thing, let's look at our NMAT-based cutoffs. NMAT cut, because this is a different exam which is taken only for the MBA HRM program. Domicile holders, engineers, overall it is 220. Verbal 75. LR 70, quants 69. For non-engineers, overall 219. Sectional wise, verbal 72, LR 70, quants 65. This is for domicile holders. Domicile holder cutoffs are always lesser. For NMAT. Now, NMAT cutoffs for non-domicile holders, engineers, it's 230. Overall, okay. Non-engineers, it's 228 overall. Sectional cutoffs for engineers, verbal 80, LR 75, quants 72. Non-engineers, sectional cutoffs, verbal 78, LR 75, quants 70. If you look at this year, the cutoffs are lesser when it comes to overall with respect to the Mumbai campus. Sectional cutoffs are on the higher side. Last year, it was reverse. Their overall was higher than what it was for Nmims Mumbai. So based on your NMAT scores, this is your cutoffs. You should start soon preparing for your interviews because 15th Feb se aapke online interviews start ho jayenge, right? Now looking at MBA HRM program, other exam cutoffs, CAT basis pe if you see, for domicile holders, engineers and non-engineers, overall it is 70 percentile. The only difference is in the verbal sectional cutoffs. Verbal it is 70 for engineers, non-engineers का 65. बाकी दोनों section में 55 is the sectional cutoff. Non-domicile holders, engineers overall 85, verbal 80, DILR and quants 70 percentile. Non-engineers overall 82, non-engineers verbal 80, DILR and quant 68 percentile. So that's with respect to CAT cutoffs. XAT ka cutoffs for domicile holder engineers overall 70, non-engineers overall 68 percentile. Sectional cutoffs you all can check. It's also going to be on the same lines, which you have to make sure you're meeting that up as well. Non-domicile holders, engineers overall 84, non-engineers overall 80. GMAT based domicile holders overall 68, non-domicile holders also 68. So GMAT ka cutoff is same irrespective of whichever category, whichever academic background you are coming on board from. X-GMT, which is their own exam for domicile holders, engineers overall it's 70 and non-engineers overall also it is same as 70. For non-domicile holders, engineers ke liye 85, non-engineers ke liye 82. So this is their complete sectional cutoffs, which they have for all the exams with respect to the programs of MBA as well as the MBA HRM program. Okay. Now the next thing which you have to keep in mind is where and how do you check your shortlist, and then we talk about where you are going to go ahead and start preparing for your GDPI online interview experience. Also, they've mentioned clearly it's online interviews. So khali interview hi hoga. When you log into the XIMB website, you will see view the shortlist status. Check there, you will be taken to the website, which asks you for all your details with respect to your ID, date of birth, and you can check the status for each and every program which you have applied in for. Okay. To make a decision whether I should be applying or not, check out the placements of the same college, read about the curriculum, faculties, get a fair idea about what kind of exposure is there. If we look at the press release for placements, which had come out on 17th December, 100% placement for its complete batch. Okay. Now here they have mentioned the average is 17.54 lakhs per annum with an intake from all the top companies coming in like ICICI, Tiger Analytics, HSBC, Accenture, KPMG, EY, Bank of America, ABN Bev, Kotak Mahindra, all good brands coming on board as well, right? Here, the summary of their placements, 355 students in the complete process, 100% placement is done. Highest domestic salary is at 32.21 lakhs. Average annual compensation is 17.54 lakhs per annum. Median package is 17.10 lakhs per annum. All right, so good doing placements wise as well. Cutoffs also. Now you need to start is your interview preparation. Check out on the CATKing's website. We have some detailed interview experiences, online interviews which were conducted last week, where we can see that there are 3 panelists out here which were, taking the interview of this particular student. If we read through the panelists' conversations, they talked about your performance in academics seems to deteriorate constantly from 10th. Any reasons? Bang on, right on point question. So you can expect that not necessarily the interview starts with tell me something about yourself. Okay. You seem interested in music and theater. Why not make a career out of this? Do you think it is qualified to be a manager? So basically you're saying you can be a good manager without an MBA. Currently, the country is being run by those who are 8th pass, and those who have to report to them have to be highly qualified. Why is that? Because this is like cross-questioning and grilling you a lot. So a little bit on the XLRI in speed, even XLRI interviews are stressful. So Xavier's thoda sa stress-based interviews hai, but you have to get your basic ideas of communication skills started, basic on-the-spot thinking aligned, and your hygiene questions should be well aligned. So make sure you guys are doing the top 50 hygiene questions which are there on your dashboard for sure, and be ready for impromptu on-the-spot thinking as well. I hope the video helps you to understand detailed about XIMB cutoffs especially. Check out your shortlist and go ahead and kickstart your preparation. Bye-bye, take care.